Good morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Are we screwed up in the head or sleep deprived like crazy? Yeah, that's about me over here too, guys. It's 5 after 5 in the morning, West Coast time. It's still the 22nd of October, 2023. And we were John C. You're zombie out here in Roseman, California. Roar. Yeah, well, that's that one. I know my videos have been screwed up with the volume. I apologize for that one. It's probably the headset or something else going crazy on this damn thing. And sometimes when I do talk, yeah, I do talk in a lower voice because I'm trying to keep it quiet from the neighbors. And sometimes I do talk just in general. So you might as well have to crank up the volume on those damn things. I still got to get a new headset for this thing. I mean, it's still usable, but technical technical issues I call them regarding the sound quality. So bear with me. Well, I've actually tried to do captioning. I mean, that's one thing. I'm gonna start working on that one, captioning. If I'm posting it on YouTube, why not do the caption? Maybe it'll catch it, maybe it won't. I don't know. I was responding to a friend of mine on YouTube. Apparently, the conservatives out there have an issue regarding a certain young lady out there who's been dancing up a way on the stage left and right and pissing people off left and right. And then you got other conservative pundits out there who are bitching and griping about how successful she is and how come she's gathering more people than Donald. I'm not going to say the name. I'll just say the orange frickin' gas bag, number 45. Now she's got her own way of looking at politics, and I don't knock it. She's born in a conservative area. Okay, fine. She's conservative. But she's also a bit liberal hearted too. So that's good. What I don't get is why, and my other friend was trying to figure this thing out. He's asking a question to the conservative nature people out there. So I might as well try to figure that one out myself. He wants to know from the dark side of the Force, why is the Sith hating Taylor Swift? Her idealism, her energy, her concert, let alone the movie. And he wants to get something as a conversational piece. It's a good way of trying to get people to talk if they actually do want to talk. And if I would address this to Miss Swift, if she happened to see the previous video I sent over to him, I apologize for embarrassing the living daylights out of him. I was about 25 or 30, maybe, and a little bit more handsome. But I'm a 57-year-old broken down old fart, so deal with that one. I heard your music on, years ago when you were just getting out there. You had my attention. You had my attention. I just don't remember the damn songs as much. Sorry. Old people do this kind of thing. The thing is, I am not conservative thinking. I'm a libtard. I'm a libturd out here. California, we're half and half. Well, mostly liberal, not much conservative. If we happen to turn conservative, we're going downhill real fast. If we're liberal, we're trying to expand, but unfortunately, it's getting expensive out here in California. I live in a McCarthy territory here. Yeah, Kern County, California, home of the disgraced Speaker of the House who reached too damn far and got his ass burned. Let me be blunt on this one, Miss Swift. I'm no McCarthy fan. I sure as hell ain't no orange gas bag fan either. Number 45 screwed people over left and right. But unfortunately, what this guy was, he was the cheerleader of every negative crap happening out of us and every zombie crawling out of the damn woodworks. And I'm not talking about being emotionally screwed up or even sleep deprived. Not those kind of people. I'm talking about the ones who actually got hate in their souls at this point over here and don't like anything or everybody. And they're willing to go after people left and right. Now, let's just say, Miss Swift, let's just say something. What happens if I was going to be one of those Karens? Oh, should we go into a Karen mode, my dear? Who the heck you think you are, you little tramp? You little every little dirty little thing I can say about you. Because I'm so screwed up in the head, I think I will do that. Just to make a point across. And now, so we'll have the vile vitriol spill out of my mouth like it's something disgusting, shall we? And yet all these people would have a valid point of view in that little swamp of stuff that we got coming out. And they'll look at you and want to boil, and they want to, and they want to, and they want to. I'm trying to keep it polite as possible. Well, I can be a little nutty if I can be, if I allow myself to go that nuts. But the problem is how to conduct yourself as a human being, as in a gentleman. By the way, what is that these days? Being a gentleman? Conducting yourself formally? I hadn't seen it these days. Are you kidding me? The older I get, I'm seeing the younger people going completely insane. I'm also seeing the older farts just trying to get things. Remember when? And here's the catch, Miss Swift. And to the other people still watching the video. That kind of thinking never works. Unfortunately, we're not on the highway to hell. We're just on the highway of cellular degradation. Our bodies, our minds are decomposing. We're born, we fold the stuff up, we break it, we mend it, and then when we get older, we feel it. We feel the aches and pains. We feel the damage done. And not to mention, we start realizing that our own brains are deteriorating as much as we try to fill them up. It's a hard way of looking at life, but some of us actually had experiences in life that kind of taught us this one. So I hadn't listened to your music recently. I think I had to get back into it again. I know people have gone crazy over the Gaga over the past couple of decades. Maybe the last decade and a half, I probably was into the Gaga, but not these days. Not these days. On my channel, and I've said it too many times, and I'll say it again. My particular channel deals with my own viewpoints, my own observations, my own emotional traumas happening these days or in the past. I talk about my past, I talk about my present, and the future I still haven't figured out on. Let it be done. I've gone through a lot of emotional crap in my life. I've lost a lot of people in my life. I even died. So fun. And I talk about that too. I talk about death, grieving, mourning, all that sort of depressing stuff that nobody touches because it's too damn depressing. They want to be YOLO. They want to be living life like crazy. Yeah, well, unfortunately, I never was like that when I was growing up as a kid. So I deal. I cope. I talk about it. They don't like it. I don't care. I get subscribers. I'll be surprised and amazed. If I still have the followers, I'm shaking my head saying, why? Because hardly anybody would talk about the stuff I keep talking about in the first place. And no, I don't go after people saying, well, you gotta see this person, you gotta see that person, this person, and that person. Eek! I've seen a lot of these damn videos. Too many of them. The algorithms out there are still sending that crap down my way in the first place. but only if I actually had an interest in the thing to pick up on it with the radar. And then it's like, oh yeah, let's load up this guy's box real fast. Bad, 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 bad. We'll make him into a convert yet. Speaking of which, came across one of those videos on there was talking about news. Somewhere out in Ontario, Canada, there was this one 20-year-old, 22-year-old snot-nosed kid who got so convinced by the algorithms to be turned into a hateful, vitriol guy that he thought it was going to be a gag just to kill people. And they're trying this kid for murder. And he still doesn't understand it. He's whining and crying his ass off left and right. Now, I got to ask you guys out there, the ones who keep watching and following this stuff, are you just like that? I mean, it doesn't matter that this stuff is rotting your brains. But then you'll be asking me, am I rotting your brains? I ask question. I'm not pointing the finger saying that you will listen to me, you will do this, you will do that. You. You know what my finger's doing is pointing at you. Notice the finger pointing at you. I gotta point it at you because you better be listening to me and you better be listening to me and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I know we've all had parents like that, but sometimes that meant the world to us. And getting into the portion where I usually start getting triggered left and right. When I start getting and talking about my family or the family behaviors, that's one of the triggers I have concerning about my own mourning and grieving process. And especially when I'm dealing with, well, let me move the bottles and I'll show you the picture one more time. If you happen to see the bottle in the picture there, actually on the cabinet, bottom, there you go. Need my mouth watered. The camera angle is basically nearly the same thing. I talk about my family. I talk about how wonderful and great they are. But I also know what kind of a pain in the asses they are growing up as a kid. Blah, 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 as well to an adult stage. I've had my fair share of arguments and fights with them. I've had it to a point when I was a young whippersnapper in my 20s, and I really got into it with my mother. I forgot what the basis of the thing was, but I remember putting myself into a bedroom and not dealing with her until later on she knocked on it slowly and cautiously. I guess she had to think about what was going on. And we actually talked about it. I think it was something that she was embarrassing me in front of her clients. She was running a bookkeeping income tax business for about almost 30 years. Almost. She had a long way of growing up. And I think I talk about that in my other videos on this one. Anyway, we talked. It was wrong for her to embarrass me like that in front of her friends. The stuff that she said, she thought it was funny because she also thought I was mature enough to handle the damn thing. And no, I wasn't. I wasn't ready to deal with the kind of stuff she was trying to talk about left and right. And she was just, during those days, that's one thing. But when I got older and really understood what her humor was like, I'll tell you, I could do another video about Mama. I probably will, right after this one. But I just wanted to relay and explain things in a way that maybe people can understand that our parents are imperfect. We're imperfect. The only one who thinks we're perfect is the one upstairs who made us in the first place. I don't lord it over people. I don't lord anything over people. I'd like for them to think. I like for them to understand. I like for them to analyze the situations and wonder why. And if they will look at it from an open minded point of view of what we're dealing with these days. Apparently, we're not. We're still stuck in stupid. So, number 3 coming up. Warning, the language may be a hell of a lot grosser than this one.